you're a business first. The passion side of it kind of should come last.
Nothing happens unless the photographer and the filmer are there.
They were pretty rude, honestly, like emailing me back and telling me to like stop contacting them.
And once I took that first step, I wish I had started 2 years ago.
I saved enough money to live for like 3 months and then just quit my job.
Discover how to take your first step towards making an income with your photography. Welcome to the Photopreneur Podcast. Join us as we talk to successful photographers from around the world who share their innovative ways of making a business. You can find all the show notes, links, and back episodes at photopreneur.com.
Joseph Large.
Oh yeah, a big name already.
Yeah,
big photographer. Large. What's cracking?
Yeah, what's cracking, man?
Busy school and stuff, but that's how it is.
It's got to be something else going on. You're always just at school, Lucas.
Apparently, it's what it takes to be a photographer and filmmaker in the end.
Mate, I've seen some banger edits coming from you, video edits from the Turntable Wake Park in Germany. You can't be doing that at school.
That's right. Filming, I'm not filming it at school, pretty much cutting it at school, but it's true. If you want to check this out, check out luckyreel.eu. That's always my actual work online. Trying to kill some time while working on a wakeboard cable, getting some time on the wakeboard too.
Did you get in for a last shred before they closed up?
I did. I'm still having sore muscles now. It's like a couple of days ago, but I'm still feeling like a wreck.
Cool. Reminiscing down at the wakeboard park. I came down for a week to hang out with you and my brother down there, it's always a blast to hang around the cable, take some photos and wakeboard. And while we were there, we jumped on Skype and got Joseph Large on the line.
Oh yeah, super nice dude from States.
Super fun yarn. He's a snowboard, action and sport and music photographer.
Actually, kind of a wizard doing everything, real estate too, right? So like what he was doing for money.
True, yeah. I guess he promotes himself as like action, sport, snowboard and music photographer, and then like Minnie just shoots anything that pays for anyone that will pay him.
Yeah, that's what we all would do in the end, I guess. But it was pretty amazing for me because he was going the way I'm just trying to do. Like he's taking only photos back in the days, and now he's going more and more into moving pictures, like taking video stuff, and he's like a licensed drone pilot, like professional now.
Yeah, that's the thing with the States, they've got pretty tense on drone licensing. But he has an inspirational story. He lost both his parents and decided that life is too short, can be taken away any time, so you better start living. He picked up a camera and went for it.
Yeah.
Like, it's a massive tragedy to lose both parents. He's pretty inspirational in a lesson that he learned from that. Don't defer a life. Go out there and live now. Do that thing that you really wanted to do all along. And in many ways, just design your own life. There's no rules or restrictions, just those that you place on yourself. So that definitely struck a chord with me, for sure, and something I try to enforce on myself, just to keep doing that thing that you wanted to do all along.
It does. It like really made me feel a lot better about my decision to quit like a serious job or like a super safe job and trying something new and trying to do something I wanted to do for a while. So it was good talking to you, guy. Giving some good inspiration and information.
Sure, yeah, you had a serious job there for 10 years or so, and then you just dumped that and went and took photos.
Yep.
You're an inspiration yourself, Lucas.
I don't know. Let's see. I'm pretty happy doing it.
Yeah, we talked with Joe about that event of losing his parents and his decision to just make a go at it, pick up that camera and go shoot. And we jump into that interview where I had asked him after that, what are the steps he took in taking that idea of just picking up and living now and going for it, and actually making it happen.
Like with that happening, it's just gave me that much more of a push, and I was just like, that's what I'm doing, for the rest of my life. But to rewind a little bit, when I first moved back out here, I had a camera. I didn't have a whole, I had video experience, but I didn't have photo experience. And so I was literally working probably 5 jobs at that time just to be out here. And one of them was shooting for a snowboard camp, like a developmental camp. My buddy was running it. And he's like, hey, you want to come shoot some photos? And he's like, I can pay you like $12 an hour or something and hook you up with free gear. I was like, yeah, sure, man. I just need to get out and shoot as much as I possibly can and get that experience and, learn shutter speeds and aperture and ISO settings and stuff like that. And so I did that for the winter, got some cool photos. It was fun. But then like people saw some of those photos that I took, and I started getting some recognition, and it kind of like snowballed from there. 2011, I was approached by a marketing company to go on the Vans Warped Tour, which is like a huge concert series. I don't know if you guys are familiar with it or not, but it's like a punk rock music festival. We would do 40 cities in 50 days. So you're living on the bus, traveling, getting to meet a whole bunch of bands. Matt helped me because after every concert, we'd have a barbecue in the parking lot before we would get on the bus to go to the next city. So I would just go out to the barbecues with a pocket full of business cards. And like, I'm a pretty social person, so I would always talk to everybody, say hi to everyone. And I just met all these bands, and I was like, oh, you know what, dude, when you guys play tomorrow, here's my card, I'll come shoot your set, blah, blah, blah. And I kind of got in with them, and that, you know, it's kept like snowballing. Like I just kept doing like this kind of like, not necessarily free work, but like stuff that if I look back on now, I'm like, man, if I was charging for that, I think I'd have a lot better camera gear now. But it was a learning process, you know, like I definitely, you gotta pay to play, you know, like you gotta put your time in, and you can't just like, oh, I'm a professional photographer, $1,000 come out and shoot, you know what I mean? Like you definitely have to do work, and you don't ever want to sell yourself short though, you know, like if there's a budget and you make some money and travel, it's awesome. I mean, I do both. So it all depends, but you definitely have to put your time in, you know, you can't just come out of the gates and, $500 an hour or whatever it is people charge, you know.
You need the skills to pay the bills first, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Don't you think it's like super hard to set a price tag on you? It's like with the thing is like, as you said, like go somewhere and say in your professional photography you want to have $1,000 a day. That's not how it works. But to figure out what you're worth, you probably think your quality is good enough, or maybe you think it's a bit better than it actually is. But where do you set that point where you think I have to charge something because I'm doing a good work compared to the quality you deliver?
Yeah, it was tough. Like when I came up with my like hourly and day rate pricing structure, I had no idea where to start. I was like, I don't know, I mean, $50 an hour is pretty cool. Like that's good money, you know, but then it was a really tough thing for me to do. When I first started it, I was like, man, am I like overcharging people? But then like I kind of learned what other guys are charging, and I'm like, all right, cool, that's on point, you know. Like it was really like I remember like I sold some landscape prints. The first one I did, like I took it to a print shop, got it printed, I built the frame, stretched the canvas around it. The girl who bought it, I was like, do you feel comfortable paying $200 for this? Like, is that too much? She's like, no, that's awesome. I'm like, all right, cool, like sweet. And then I kind of just like grew that side of the business too, you know, just based on sizes and material or whatever. Yeah, I was like, is this cool? Are you good with this? Like, is this too much? Is this not enough? And she was like, no, that's awesome, man. Hell yeah. I'm like, all right. Sweet.
And that's a good starting point to go from and build from there.
The idea of asking, how you say it, like asking if it's okay, kind of like not straight, but giving them the feeling, get a feedback. If whatever you charge them was fair, that might give you a good point. That's true.
Yeah, definitely. And sometimes with some of the clients that I've worked with, they're like, hey, this is our budget. This is all we can afford for a day. Is this cool with you? And I'm like, yeah, that's cool. That works. Absolutely. You know, sometimes I'm like, it's a little bit lower, but you know, if you continue to do business with me at my regular rate, like we can work at this from now. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, you have to be accommodatable. Like, I don't know if that's a real word. You have to accommodate the client, you know?
Yeah, given like taking chances as well. You see if you could like, as you said, like build up a relationship, maybe just get it as an entrance, do it for less or like for free sometimes as well. If the project's cool enough and you think it might be worth it for your portfolio or something.
It's a pretty big topic though, doing free work. There's lots of sort of thoughts on it. Some people will say like never ever do free work. And some people are like, you can do free work as long as you say, there is a chocolate bar at the end. Like you can do free work now, but on the promise that if you like my work, if it's good, you'll pay my proper rate next time. Or like you'll refer me to like more jobs. Or what are your thoughts on that?
I really don't do free work. Like my buddy, one of my like best friends, and his fiance at the time got married, and he's like, hey man, you know, we looked at a bunch of wedding photographers and we can't afford them. He's like, we know that you don't do this kind of thing, but would you do it? I'm like, yeah, dude, you know what? It wasn't a real wedding. Like they went to the courthouse, signed a piece of paper, then we just went around town to a couple different spots, and he was like, could you do that for me? I'm like, yeah, dude. And he tried to pay me. And I was like, no, dude, it's my like wedding gift to you guys. You know what I mean? But then his wife would not let him pay me, you know? but I would have done it in that situation. But I normally don't do free work. It's because I've got so much money invested in equipment. Every single dollar that I make goes back into my business. Like, I don't remember the last time I bought something for myself, like, other than camera gear or like a stabilizer or like whatever, you know what I mean? Like, but I mean, I love it, so I'm cool with it. It's like I'm buying toys, and got this new motion controller or whatever, But yeah, no, I don't do free work. There's one thing, like, kind of now that's going on here in Breckenridge. Everybody and their brother has a drone now, and everyone's trying to do like real estate, like drone stuff. And I've been flying birds for 2 or 3 years, and there's always people coming up from Denver and dropping off their pamphlets at like real estate offices, and people know me and that I've done some like real estate drone stuff. And they're like, "Hey, look at this guy. He just dropped this off, and he's like a third of your price." I'm like, "All right, well, you let him shoot it for a third of your price, and then when he comes back and you get the video and you're not happy with it because it's all shaky and there's like hard turns, then you can pay me to go shoot it correctly for you." I mean, in a lot of situations like that, you truly do get what you pay for. Whether it's photos, film, or construction, whatever it is. Like, there's a reason people charge more, because they have more experience and better equipment that they've spent all their money on, and it puts out a better product at the end of the day. But don't get me wrong. I mean, you can go out with a phone and take awesome pictures. Like, I don't know.
Like, we all know that, and I guess all photographers can appreciate that you pay for your work. But how do you get that message across to the people who are essentially going to pay you and give you the work? Because they're thinking the same. They're like, I can take a photo with my iPhone. Yeah. And so how do you sort of establish with them that you get what you pay for?
I'm pretty blunt. So I'll tell them, like, honestly, you get what you pay for. And, there's a certain quality that comes with price. I mean, I pretty much tell it like it is. Like, I've dealt with people that are like super cheap, and I don't want those people as my clients. Like, if you don't understand what goes into it, the time that it takes to go shoot, the time that it takes to edit, and you want something for nothing, well, I'm sorry, I'm not the right photographer for you.
Yeah, that's a good approach for sure. Choose your clients too. You also shoot for the Drew Tour and the X Games this year. How did you get those gigs?
So yeah, I shot X Games and Detour. Detour is based here in Breckenridge. I've been shooting Detour for probably 3 or 4 years now. But yeah, being in Breck, it's a pretty small town and everyone knows each other. And the Go Breck people, they're one of my clients as well. So I do a bunch of stuff for them. X Games, my buddy Nick is a border cross racer. He does X Games. He's in the Olympics and stuff. He's the guy who I shoot the truck racing stuff for. And he just gave me a shout. He's like, "Hey man, in X Games again, do you want to come shoot?" And I've been doing that for probably 5 years, I think. The X Games is pretty crazy. If you're a photographer, it's not really what you would expect. Like, you'd expect a lot of like partying and go crazy at night. And I mean, there's definitely that, but a lot of the time we're in bed super early because we're up at, 5:30 or 6 in the morning. Nick's getting his stuff ready. We got to be on the hill, spend the whole day on the hill, hiking up and down until the event. And then after the event is kind of when we let our hair down and go hang out and have a couple beers with buddies and stuff like that. But usually the event's on the last day of X Games or the second to last day. So it is stressful because you always got to get the shot, but it's fun. There's so many cool people involved with that event that it's good to see friends that you don't really get to see, because they're always traveling and filming and stuff.
So just through networking, you found those gigs? And relationships.
Sounds to me like you have to go where the scene is as well. I don't know. If you want to, for example, shoot snowboarding, it doesn't make sense to stay somewhere where there is no snowboarding. So,
exactly.
Because otherwise you can't set up a network and you can't meet people and you can't, as you said, on the parking lot, like handing out business cards and kind of bring your name in the game. At some point, you really have to get your name in the game, like meet people, go to events, get the network and make yourself known.
That's why I initially moved to Colorado, because I was like, I want to shoot snowboarding. And I was like, well, I'm definitely not going to do that in Philly. Vermont's like 6 hours away, and that scene's a little bit different than it is in Colorado. And I was working for Sims Snowboards as a rep before I moved out here. I was like, I'm going to all these on-snow events. I'm doing trade shows and stuff, but I'm not actually snowboarding or shooting snowboarding. It's like, all right, I'm over it. I'm going to go live the dream and be a ski bum. And you definitely have to go where the scene is for sure. And you have to not be afraid to be out there and try and make a name for yourself.
And Nikon has been doing a few pieces on you and featuring you in the past 6 months. Can you briefly explain how that came about?
Yeah, it's that's just like knocking on people's doors. Like I get a lot of business and a lot of recognition through social media. And so I'll put photos up, and then I'll tag you guys, I'll tag Nikon, I'll tag Refuel, DigiPower battery brand, and tag locations where they're at. And Nikon noticed that, and they reached out to me, and they're like, "Oh, hey, we really like your stuff. We'd like to start sharing it on social. Is that cool with you?" I'm like, yes, absolutely.
I guess it's a natural reaction of everyone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, why not?
Totally. Yeah, I just keep knocking on their door, you know. Sometimes people don't answer, but if you knock hard long enough, they'll take notice, and stuff like that will happen, you know.
Has it led anywhere for you? Because it's kind of like the PR side of marketing with big brands shouting you out and online and stuff. Has it led anywhere and increased you sell some prints, but has it driven any other clients to come and reach out?
Yeah, it's definitely given me a little bit more recognition. Some other companies have reached out to me like, "Hey, we'd like to start working with you. Can you tag us in your shots or provide us with some photos and, our product, blah, blah, blah," kind of like the whole sponsorship. It's definitely helped me out a lot, without a doubt. I mean, it's like street cred, you know what I mean? Like if your camera manufacturer puts your pictures up, it's good.
Yeah, right. You also talked about getting them through social media. Pretty prolific on social media. You're always up there and sharing your stuff, and whether it's Instagram or Twitter or Facebook. Do you do any, other than just the social outreach, do you actually do paid advertising, and do paid campaigns to try and promote yourself or drive people to your website?
So I did some Facebook ads maybe 2 or 3 years ago, and I didn't really see any return on it at all. It didn't do anything for me. I mean, I got a couple more likes, but nothing it wasn't worth my money, honestly. So everything else is just pushing social. It's funny because social, it helps you out so much if you do it right. But sometimes it can be so it just takes hours to do depending on what it is, I did the dream jobbing thing last year for the Visit Norway tourism board. And I found out about this competition, and there were 2 weeks left, and people had 3 months head start, and it was all based on voting. So I had to put myself out there, but hey, you guys, I'm in this competition. Can you go to this website, like my page? And there was, I think, 300 or 400 people in it. And within 2 weeks, I got into the top 12 or top 20. I was in 12th place. Top 20 people got got an interview or whatever. But every single day, if someone shared it or liked it or anything, I wrote them a personal thank you. I was like, hey, thank you so much. I appreciate it. It means the world to me that you guys are supporting me like this. It was pretty mind-blowing and humbling. At the same time, people went out of their way to help me out and share. And one person joined all these Norway tourism groups and started posting in them. And I was like, oh man, people are gonna start to hate me now because my face is everywhere, But yeah, that kind of stuff I think is way better than doing a paid ad, because there's no guarantee that people see it. And now I know Facebook changes their algorithms and their metrics so that what you post isn't in the order that you post it, so you could post it and in somebody's newsfeed it'd be at the bottom and they'd never see it or pay for an ad.
It's still hard work, pretty much. It's not just taking a photo and putting it online. It's still being on top with it. And what you say is if someone likes it or comments on it, to personal contact, even if it's social media. But it's the same as being in a parking lot again, having that personal contact and not just trusting on the algorithm or your money. It's still hard work. Sure. Taking a photo and then work after it.
Yeah. I mean, I would during that Norway dream job thing, I would spend 2 or 3 hours a day doing social. It was pretty crazy. I'd get up super early, get that knocked out, and then go about my day and do the rest of my business work or whatever, But I'm not complaining. You got to do that. That's the stuff you got to do if you want to make it, You just got to keep pushing and never ever give up.
The work no one sees if you tell anyone a price. It's no one sees how much work there is in where you are, in the quality you deliver. Not just totally. Equipment, also everything you put behind it. Yep. Social media work, being out there all the time, taking photos. Anyway, even if no one pays, I guess that's what raises the quality to a certain.
You can never take too many photos. You can definitely take not enough photos of something. But I mean, I just go out and shoot for fun. I like doing landscape stuff. It's cool. I'm out there by myself and I'll just shoot away. And if something happens, if it finds a home, then cool. But like, that's one thing too. If you have a passion for doing something and you go out and do it just for yourself, if it's good, like it'll find somewhere to live. It'll find a home for sure. That's happened with a lot of like my drone stuff, just flying around town, just going up on Baldy, the mountain behind me during the fall when the leaves change. Like I would just go up there, fly around the trees and put a little edit together, and it's gotten picked up, you know?
Yeah, touching on video, where do you see that going? It seems like video is becoming, well, it is becoming more and more what clients need and want. And how do you transition that, like within your photography? Do you offer both? Do you offer, as a photographer, like one package, and if you want video, here's another package?
Yeah, I do both. It all depends on what the client wants. Video stuff will usually be a little bit more expensive, just because, you know, the 3 drones that I have are pretty expensive and they're high liability. You know, do
you ever fly all 3 at the same time?
No, I got one in my hands and I use the other 2 with my feet.
Pretty good.
But yeah, no, and then like the camera stabilization systems that I use, they're a lot of money. So I charge more for video than photos for sure. I mean, like I said, it all depends on what the client wants, what they're looking to accomplish, what kind of a story they want to tell or a message they want to send out, you know, different tools for different gigs.
For sure. Yeah. Hey, that was super valuable. I think it's good points where you just have to do the legwork and you can't just post something and hope it actually just takes off. You actually have to do the work behind it and be social instead of do social. Do you have any last or any things that you could help people in like the similar situation you were in 5 years ago that wanting to do it but are afraid, or do you have any tips on just how they can get started and how they can get their first client?
Yeah, just like I said, just never give up. Don't listen to anybody else. You know, people are gonna hate is gonna hate. People are gonna be jealous of what you're doing if you're doing it well, and just keep pushing. Like you just have to like keep going and going and going. And there's definitely been setbacks, you know, where I'm like, oh man, should I be doing this? But sometimes you just don't listen to yourself and just keep doing it. You know, I know for a fact, like it's kind of crazy with having lost both my parents. They kind of unintentionally taught me a lesson that if they were still here, they would never be able to teach me. And that's just, you know, life is so short and you better love what you're doing, and you have to be happy because you never know. I mean, you could walk across the street and get hit by a car and that'd be the end of it. You know, that could happen today, tomorrow, but you just be happy, love what you do. Don't be a dick.
Number one rule, I think.
Number one rule.
Yeah. Like, don't ever get too full of yourself and think that your shit doesn't stink, and, you know, like, because there's always somebody better than you.
Fantastic.
It's pretty cool. Good to hear. Like, really cool to hear. Like, appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you guys. Thanks for having me and taking time out of your day to chat.
Hey, no worries. Where can people find you? Where's the best place to throw links up on the show notes?
Yeah, for sure. If you guys want to check me out, I'm on Instagram. It's at Joseph Large. Same thing on Twitter. Same thing on Facebook. My website's www.josephlarge.com. Give me a shout. Say hello. I'll definitely say hi back.
Okay, that's it about Joe Large, josephlarge.com. Check his work out if you want. And for sure, leave us a comment review about the podcast. And a big shout out to our sponsors. You might have heard it as well. Guys like Joe Large using Vallerret Photography Gloves to keep their hands warm and get the right shots at the right moment. Check them out at photographygloves.com and get your own pair.
Vallerret hooked us some gloves up and we'll be giving them away to anyone that leaves a review. Well, not anyone, but a lucky person that leaves a review.
Yeah, randomly.
If you need any show notes, back episodes, all that stuff, jump over to photopreneurpodcast.com and you'll get everything there. You'll get in touch, you'll find contacts, you'll find links, you'll find, everything you need to know.
Check it out.
Cheers for listening up. And Lucas, you have yourself fun at school.
See you next week.
Keep on making those rad edits.
I'll try.
And making those dollars. Get some more clients in there.
True stories. Need to send out some more invoices. Sweet. All right. Bye.
Peace.